Welcome back to the Daily Buzz. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. And we are thrilled to intro you. Bill, will you do the honors?
We have Laura Jardine in the house. Welcome.
Thank you.
Ooh is right. Ooh is right.
I like that.
And don't mess with me. We're talking trash.
Yeah. Let's do this.
So Laura, just so that everybody knows who you are and what we're going to talk about, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm Laura Jardine, like you said. I work for the City of Santa Clarita's Environmental Services Division. I've been with the city about 20 years. I've been in environmental services about 15 of those 20 years. And I focus mostly on our trash and recycling programs in environmental services. And a lot of that is community outreach and education around those programs, just so we can get everyone to kind of do what we need them to do to not only have a clean city, but to stay in compliance with state regulations too.
Fantastic. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yep.
Went to high school there?
Yep.
What high school?
West High School.
All right, just checking.
Yep.
I don't know any of the high schools in Utah.
You should know that one. It's the oldest one in the city. It's like 130 years old now, I believe. But now they're starting to kind of renovate and tear down the old building because it's so old. I know. I'm so sad.
That's sad.
It is
It's
sad.
hard when you lose like the history of stuff. Hopefully they try to make it look somewhat the same.
I know. Yeah.
Everyone tries to go contemporary and regrets it later.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in Santa Clarita, and when did you start working with the city?
So basically, I've been in Santa Clarita just 21 years, started with the city almost right after. I came here with Wells Fargo, was in the banking industry for 14 years, and I was with Wells Fargo when I transferred here, but then an opportunity opened with the city, and I was very interested and was successful in that and have been there ever since.
That's
Fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So most people want to know, how do I get rid of bulk trash? How do I get rid of tires? You
Right.
were talking about
Yeah.
tires. How do I get rid of those kinds of things?
Yeah, and that's the exciting news is that we have so many programs that we offer to our residents that are free of charge. I mean, there's some rare things that you're going to have to pay to get rid of, but for the most part, we do a good job of helping people to do that in an easy and cheap or free way. So the bulky item specifically that you asked about, we have a program where you can either call in for a collection of your bulky items or you can drop them off to the Burtec facility on Springbrook. And if you want to call in for a collection, you just put it out the day of your trash day. Well, once you've called it in and scheduled it, you put it out the day of your trash day and they pick it up. And they'll do that like 3 items each time up to 4 times a year. So every home or apartment or condo gets 12 items a year removed for free. And then you can drop off unlimited to their site at Springbrook. So that's even better.
So things like furniture,
Yep.
old furniture that you don't want anymore, you can't get rid of,
Mattresses.
mattresses.
Yep. For a refrigerator, a dishwasher. Yeah.
So refrigerator, dishwasher. Now there's other things that people want to get rid of that they're not quite sure how to do. But you said Burtec. So Burtec and the city work on this together, or does the city own Burtec in some capacity, or how does that? So they just work together on this program.
Correct. Yeah, Burtec's their own entity. They're just our contractor for trash service. So they offer the program, but we put that in their contract to do that. So
Yeah,
it's
I know,
a
of
partnership.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that at one point it was only twice a year, and since it got involved with the city, it became 4 times a year because I've actually benefited from this, resource multiple times. I tell people about it. There's other things though. So what about like paint? A lot of people have paint cans that they pretend they're going to use one day, and then they're like solid blocks, right?
Yep.
You can't throw those away in the regular
Right.
trash, but those also are not. How do you get rid of those?
So paint, chemicals, solvents, automotive fluids, all of those things are considered household hazardous waste, and we all keep them in our garage or under our counter or something. So paint specifically, there's a paint care program, and most paint stores collect that back for free.
Okay.
So in Santa Clarita, we have like Sherwin-Williams, Vista Paint, Dunn Edwards. They'll take your paint back for free. So that's an option all the time. As long as it's their business hours and they're not at capacity, you can do that. The other option is we partner with the County of LA, and we host 2 hazardous waste pickups a year, or collection events, I should say. So like we have one coming up in November at College of the Canyons, and we usually do a spring one and a fall one. And there you can get rid of all of that stuff in one location, just one day for free, drive through, drop it off.
Or what about electronics?
So electronics, you can drop off at Vertex Yard anytime. So that's part of the bulky item drop-off program. It's not part of the pickup, so they won't pick up electronics at your curbside, but you can drop them off there. But then those hazardous waste events also take electronics. So there's a couple options.
And Vertex drop-off, if I remember correctly, is off of Bouquet to Drayton and then to Springfield?
Springbrook.
Springbrook.
Yep. Yeah, and then there's signage directs you there, and they've really made it easy, easier than we've ever had it before. You just pull in. They kind of have a warehouse that you just drive right inside. They'll tell you where to drop your stuff. You just throw it in a bin and get on your way, and easy.
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Easy
Yep.
peasy.
And the other thing Martha was saying, it's improved, but we've also added the third Saturday of every month. We never had a Saturday option for that, and now they're open on Saturdays every third Saturday of the month too.
So a few things that I found out because you visited us once before. Mm-hmm. Did you know, hypothetically, not that I've ever done this before, that the freezer bags and the sandwich bags and stuff are not recyclable? That's what you taught everybody that last time. I didn't know that people, I'm telling on myself on live TV. I don't know how. I don't know. There's no workaround, but I didn't know. I thought that because it was plastic, it went with the plastics. Mm-hmm. Can you remind everyone why that is?
Yeah. So I call them flimsy plastics. There's different words for it, but basically plastic film and plastic bags are not recyclable in your curbside container. There are ways to do it. If you take them back to Walmart, Target, there's different retailers that have collection boxes, usually towards the front of the store by customer service. So I just collect them all in a bag throughout the month, and then next time I go to one of those stores, I just drop it in their bin. And they're recycled separately and in a special process, and usually made into cool things like picnic benches in the park and things like that. But in the curbside container, the problem is they get tangled up in the machinery because it goes so fast at the materials recovery facility. It's a problem.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
It's important to me because I get a lot of recyclables, paper, some of it is shredded, some of it is not shredded. And I put it in a plastic bag at home inside my house. Now I got to take it out to the bin, to the basket, whatever we call it. And I don't like dumping all my stuff, my recyclable stuff, into the trash bin. Because sometimes a truck comes by and they do the dumping and the wind blows and some of my stuff ends up on the street.
Yeah.
How can I avoid that? Is there a bag that's recyclable?
Paper bags. You could keep it in a paper bag. But you also brought up a good point. You mentioned shredded paper, and that doesn't go in the recycle bin because it's like confetti. Like you said, it just blows everywhere. And that happens at the recycling center too. It just flies all over, gets stuck to the conveyor belts. So shredded paper should go in the trash. Or the other cool thing is we have the shred events. I know you and I talked about that, Bill, the last time I was on your show. Shred events a couple times a year where if you take it there, it all gets shredded together in one mass, and they can do that differently than the
So
confetti.
this segment has basically been Martha and Bill telling themselves on live TV. So what do you have up and coming for the city that we can help contribute, spread the word? Shred events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so we do have a shred event coming up the end of September. Registration isn't quite open yet, but it will be soon. Something I'm excited about with that one is we're doing textiles collection again. We did that a couple years ago. We found a new textile recycling vendor that's cool because they're not just looking for donatable items like for thrift stores. They're actually going to recycle anything that's not donatable too. So we've been working really hard on that program because it's a tough industry. But this time with your shredding, you can bring clothing, bedding, towels, all that stuff. And even if it's like ripped, shredded, has a stain on it, bring everything you have that you don't need anymore, and they'll find a use for it, either recycling or reuse. So that'll be end of September. We'll release registration in the next week or so. And then November will be the next hazardous waste event. In between there, we have the River Rally, our annual River Rally event. So we'd love for people to sign up to help us clean trash and litter out of the river. There's the Environmental Expo, and that's in September as well.
Where can everybody go to find all of these if they wanted to look it up?
Yeah, greensantaclarita.com. So that's our website that has all of our information, all of our programs. The Don't Trash Your Community is the illegal dumping bulky item program. That's right on the homepage. Our events are on the events tab. It's really pretty user friendly, and you can find all the information there.
So greensantaclarita.com.
Yep.
We have to wrap up this segment, but we have one more question for
Sure.
you. Where does someone go to report the people that they see dumping illegally in empty fields? I don't think people understand that there's cameras everywhere, and I'm the first one. I will sing like a bird. I'm like, I'm going to take your picture, and I'm sending it to the person that can fix this. Where does someone go to do that?
Yeah, so the city has Resident Service Center. So we have a link on our Don't Trash Your Community page that says report illegal dumping here, and you just click it, fill out a few things of information, and submit. And then on the main city page, santaclarita.gov, it says, request service, or I think it says service request. And that you can do a lot of things on there, but that's where you would go to report illegal dumping, and you just tell us where it is, what it is. If it's like on private property, we'll work with the property owner to get it removed. If it's on the public right of way, we'll get it removed. But to avoid that, we hope people will just call in for a free pickup instead of just putting things out there.
You make it so easy.
Yes.
They make it so easy. It's like you're doing the harder thing on purpose.
Yes.
So there you have it, my friends. That's where you go to report it. That and Facebook. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, you guys. We will be right back on the Daily Buzz. Don't
Thanks,
go far.
Laura.
Thank you.